Welcome, everyone, to the FloTrack podcast on this Wednesday morning. I am Kevin Sully, joined by Gordon and Mac. The email address is flotrackpodcast@gmail.com if you'd like to write in. On the docket today, we are previewing what looks to be a sensational Lausanne Diamond League meet on Friday. We are going to go live after that meet at what's time? Is that a 3 p.m.
I think
Central
3
start,
o'clock
Gordon?
Central, 3 p.m. Central.
Terrific. So we'll be doing a live recap right after. Listen, sometimes you're like, I don't know what to expect from this meet, and you want to brace yourself if it's a disappointment. My hopes are astronomically high for this meet. There's no way this meet lets me down. There's no way this meet lets you down. There's no way this meet lets down anybody listening to this podcast. These fields are absolutely sensational from top to bottom. There's like 6 or 7, would you say? Like must see races here?
Yeah, I mean, the stars have come back. They haven't put their spikes up on the shelf. They're putting them back on, and it's looking like, it's a weird break because of Europeans and Commonwealth, but I think everyone is getting back into the run of things and running out these final few 3 diamond leagues with Lausanne first.
Mhm. Before we though talk about what we think is going to happen, I think we always do need to caveat things about the conditions and the weather. So if we could get a weather report from FloTrack Podcast Chief Meteorological Correspondent Colt Joyce, who we actually flew to Lausanne so we could do an on-site weather report. Colt, what are we seeing for Friday's temperatures in Lausanne?
All right, folks. It's been quite the journey over here. Airports, it's not really a good time for it, but it's looking all right. It's looking like we're going to be in the 70s most of the day on Friday. Some scattered showers in the afternoon, so we'll see how that works out. But only like a 60% chance, so we'll see what happens.
That's
All
a high
right, 60%
percent, though.
chance. Yeah, but a little bit
It's
of
a couple
rain's not
days
that
out. It's a
bad.
couple days out. I don't know. It changes. We'll see.
Yeah. Listen, as long as the temperature's warm, a little bit of rain is fine. They call them all weather tracks for a reason. Humidity, as we know, as Colt knows, he's told us time and time again, it makes the air less dense. So you can see some fast times once the rain calms down there, if it rains at all. Okay, great job, Colt, on that weather report. You're supposed to say back to
Thank you.
you
Thank
guys
you.
in the
Back
studio,
to you
though. Can you
guys.
say?
Sorry, there's a pretty significant delay. I'm overseas, so.
All right, so here are the 6 that I have because I said 6 to 7. Here are the 6 I feel like must see amazing races uh, from this meet, Gordon. And I'm just talking about the track events right now. Women's 100, men's 2, men's 15, women's 3, men's high hurdles, and then women's high hurdles. And then there's some other ones that are still pretty good after that, like women's 400 hurdles because Femke Bol and Dolo Muhammad are in it, which is it's just going to be fun to see how those two match up against each other. But I think we should start with the women's 100, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's ride.
All right. All right. So, women's 100, we have Shelly Fraser Price going back to the site of her personal best last year when she ran 1060. Elaine Thompson Hurrah was in that race as well, produced one of the best women's hundreds of all time. Shrika Jackson, Marie Jose Toulouse is on the start list. But I think this is really about Fraser Price. Can she run 10.6 again, or can she possibly go faster? It feels like we know her floor, and her floor is a high 10.6. What is her ceiling, though, for 2022? I mean, she's run off all these 10.6s this year. It's the best season of her career. Can she possibly top it with a sub 10.6 clocking? Obviously, she's familiar with the track. She likes the track. This track runs fast, given the conditions. Maybe she'll be able to pull it off again. But what do you think is in the realm of possible times for Fraser Price?
I mean, I think this is the one. I think this is the one where we see the 10-5. It's a really good field. So in order for her to win it, she's going to have to move. She's been creating a 10-6 baseline all season long. She's run 10-6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different times, including a 10-7-0. That's her baseline. So worst comes to worst, she's running 1068. But with this field, she's going to be pushed. I think that can get her into the 10.5s, and I think she gets a new personal best. So I'm going with 10.58 for the win.
Yeah, can we pull up her season one more time in the 100? Because when I said her floor is 10.6, you might be like, "Oh, that Kevin, you're being hyperbolic." But 10.67, 10.67, 10.70, which was in the rounds of the Jamaican Championship, right? Then you go to Worlds, she goes 10.8 and then 10.9. That's the first round of the semis. Like theoretically, that shouldn't really count towards her times. And then she goes 10.67 in the final, 10.66 in Chorzów, 10.67 in Hungary, and then 10.62. Like that is ridiculous. The amount of times she's run in the 10.6s. So I agree with you. I think this is the best opportunity to see that sub 10.6. Can she hit Elaine Thompson Hurrah's mark? I don't think you can put that out of reach. Can she possibly? This is crazy to say, but because of what Thompson Hurrah did last year, can she get close to the 10.49? I think that's too much of an ask here, but if you're saying she's going to get into the 10.5s, well, that's not really too far from a 10.49. So I'm with you. I think we're going to see a sub 10.6 here. We're going to see the third woman in history run under 10.6 seconds in the 100.
Kevin, I got excited for a moment. I thought there was going to be a point on this pod where you're going to predict a 100-meter world record and then
No, not
let the
yet. Not
internet
yet.
freak out for 48 hours.
Not yet. No, I'm predicting a
Okay.
Fraser Price PB, which if she PBs, it's a historic performance. So I'm predicting, I'm going to say 10.57. I think she goes that quick. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 10.58. So we'll see what happens. I think one thing I'm interested in seeing how Elaine Thompson Hurrah does. I'm
Yeah.
interested in seeing if she gets second or third. I think Sharika Jackson's been running well, obviously, from the 200 to the 100. But Elaine Thompson Hurrah has not been the Elaine Thompson Hurrah we were used to last year. She did come off the win at Commonwealth Games, albeit a 10.95. She did run
Yeah.
10.81, third at Worlds. But she is not even, I don't think she's running the 10.6s yet, right? So no. Yeah, she's only run
No,
one
not this
time in
year.
the 10.7s. It was a 10.79.
Yeah.
I'm interested to
This
see
is
if we're going to see a vintage Thompson Hurrah and her run in the 10.6 highs or something. Shelly's going to win, but I'm kind of interested to see who takes the second place, Sharika versus Elaine.
Yeah, and this was the meet last year, as I mentioned, where Fraser Price beat Thompson Hurrah. So maybe she can turn the tables. But Fraser Price's season last year was different than Thompson Hurrah's season this year, if that makes sense. Like this feels like there's more of a gap than there was last year. The person you also want to mention though here is Toulouse. Because remember how fast Toulouse ran in Monaco, running that 10.7? Like she's part of the reason that was a historically fast race. And I think her versus Jackson for second is going to be really good. And I think it's going to be another one of those situations where the whole field is going so quick that regardless of how fast, like Fraser Price, just by virtue of winning, is going to have to run something really fast. Like it's not going to be a massive margin of victory. There's too much talent. There's too much quality in this field. Because I think Jackson or Toulouse could also go sub 10.7 as well too in this field. And then obviously you never want to count out Thompson Hurrah, but this could end up being the deepest women's 100 in history.
In history.
Yeah, put that on a YouTube clip. This could be it. This could be
Be
it.
it. I mean, look at those
Well, we've been
PBs.
nibbling at the edges. Monaco was fast, right? Like, and it was incredibly deep. But I mean, the fastest second place of all time is Thompson Hurrah's 10.64 from this meet last year, right? The second fastest second place of all time was Shrika Jackson 10.71 in Monaco, right? The fastest third place time in history is Toulouse from Monaco, running 10.72. Like all the people are there to make it the best women's 100, the fastest women's 100 in history. I don't want to say best because people are going to put best when it comes to Olympics and world championships, but fastest, deepest, this could be it. And it could blow the rest of them out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope for it. Let's hope for it. Maybe one of the Americans can get pulled along to a even better PB. Excited to see Tamari Davis, see what she does on the track. Leah Hobbs, she's been consistent all year. Tunisha Terry, same. She's had a few spikes of like, oh, that's not the right, like jolts of like good performances here and there. So maybe one of those Americans can catch fire and put together something special. And this what's going to, you say, the deepest run of all time. So if you're on the
Yeah.
track,
And
it's
it
a
just
good sign.
depends. Yeah. It just depends how you define it. But someone in the chat says this could be the first race with 4 women under 10.8.
Oh,
Absolutely.
it's definitely going to be the
Absolutely. Now,
first race under 10.8.
it's
I would think under
it's
10.7.
4 under 10.8. It's hard to get 4 people to run that, have great days on the same day. The situation though is Fraser Price obviously doesn't need a great day to run that fast, but then you are asking a lot of people to set PBs. So also, what makes the deepest race? Is it 1 through 8? Is it 1 through 4? We can argue about that after, but all the personnel is there for this to be a historically fast race led by Fraser Price, who has the opportunity now to finally crack that sub 10.6 barrier. It feels like we were just talking about, can Fraser Price crack the sub 10.7 barrier, which now is a ridiculous question because that's all she does is crack the sub 10.7 barrier. But I think she's going to grab the headlines, but past her, it's going to be a race that you tell your kids about.
Whoa, it's going to be a race you tell your kids about.
Mm-hmm.
You are putting a lot of superlatives around this upcoming
Put
race.
that on a clip too. Put that one on a clip. I'm
Race?
just giving you headlines.
Okay, so you're gonna tell your children tomorrow afternoon when they get back from school, hey, you need to watch this.
Not tomorrow. It's not until
I mean,
Friday.
Friday.
But yes,
Friday after school.
if 4 women go sub 10.8, I will be showing them the race. I'm like, listen.
Or no,
this is history.
If 4 women go sub 10.7, you need to call the school and have them sent to the nurse's office to get picked up by you so you can break the news to them right away. Like, don't wait for them to get on the bus.
I'll pick them up. I will brave the car pickup line, which is rough. It's not a spot any parent wants to be in, to get them out of school early to show them. Yeah, if it's 10.7s, then that's a whole other. That's hard to believe. Like 4 that are sub 10.7, but even 10.8 would be, as we mentioned, historic in nature.
I just want to see you be like, Dad, what's wrong? Did you see Toulouse ran 10.68 and Jackson ran 10.67 and Thompson ran 10.67 and Fraser ran 10.55?
Yeah. No, they like watching running. They've seen it. So I'm like, this is it. You're watching history. There's never been a women's 100 like this. All right, you mentioned some of the other people in there: Davis, Hobbs, Gambuji, Terry. I mean, this is a good field, top to bottom. So it could be a situation where this is the fastest 8th place finish ever, or the fastest 7th place finish ever. Too. This is
now getting a little
this
weird.
is stacked. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, this is a legit field. This is a world championship quality, Olympic quality final field in a historic era for women's 100-meter running. So it's like we're running back another world championships a couple weeks later.
You were just adding a new word to that sentence as you were going. You're like creating it as you go. This is the greatest.
That's what the greats do, right?
That's for women in the history of the planet Earth.
What's that called, Colt? What's that called when you come up with stuff as you're talking? I believe it's called.
That's improv, baby. That's improv.
Thank you. Shout out to Colt. If you're ever in Austin, check him out doing improv. Okay, let's move on to the next one that I'm excited about. Also, and if the winning time is above 10.7, we're not doing a pod on Friday. I'm gonna put the other side of things out here, which is the show's canceled.
Show's canceled.
I won't be able to bear it. Yes, I won't be able to face the listeners after hyping this race up that much. If it's like 10.7.3, I won't be able to come on the pod.
You need to learn how to deal with people on the internet not being in favor of your take.
Oh, no, it's not the take.
I have
I'll
a
just be
master class
disappointed.
to teach you about that. How to
I don't care
handle
about the take.
people getting upset about an
No.
opinion.
No, they're not gonna be like, "Hey, Kevin, you said it was gonna be the fastest all time," and it's not. I'm just gonna be personally disappointed,
Okay.
so I won't be able to face them because I'll be in shambles. Okay, here we go. What's next? Men's two.
Men's 200.
Let's talk men's two. Yeah, Lyles, Knighton, Norman, Fanboulet, Dream Richards. Is there any reason to think Noah Lyles is in jeopardy of losing this race?
I mean, anything can happen, but I think Noah Lyles, when he put it out there that give me a month and I'm going to flirt with the world record, you know, you have to assume he's not going to go backwards. He's going to try to run in 10.4s potentially here, maybe even get back to the 10.3s. So I don't think anyone is ready to do that. So I think Lyles is going to win. I think my main thing I want to get out of this, I think this is a chance for Norman to now have his second 200 to like show what he's actually capable of. I think Norman's going to surprise, and I think Norman's going to get second in this race. I think Norman's going to run like 10.5. I mean, 19.5. 10.5. 19.5.
19.5. You're
19.5
buying
high. 19.59.
the.
Norman.
All right, but you think Lyles is gonna win?
Yeah. Well, I was winning like
Mhm.
19.4 or 5.
Yeah. So we forget how rare it is to go sub 19.5. Bolt only did it 4 times in his career. Michael Johnson did it once. Johan Blake did it twice. Lyles ran right at 19.5 once, but if you're going to say faster than 19.5, he's only done it twice. So if he runs in the 19.4s,
But he did it twice
that
in like the same month span.
sure,
July
but I'm
21st
just
to
saying
August
his
10th.
sure, but I'm saying it's rare. If Bolt only did it 4 times, now I know Bolt didn't race a ton, especially in a he could have racked up more. I think it's fair to say if Bolt wanted to run more times under 19.5, he just needed to show up and run more races, and he could have done it. But if you're just looking at the all time list, Bolt's only done it 4 times, and there haven't been that many performances 19.4 or faster. So even if he does that, even if he's off his PR and nowhere near the world record, it's still a historical performance. We can't get we can't lose that point of it. I'm not as optimistic about Norman running that fast. I do think it'll be a good race for second though, because I want to see what Knighton has. Fanboulet struggled in was it Monaco? He was pretty far back in that race. And then Dream Richards has been running well post World Championships as well too. So you have, I think, a really good battle for that second spot. Andrew Hudson, we talked about running and winning NACAC, running 19.8. This is a good one. This will be a good battle. I think it's gonna be Lyles and everybody else, but the everybody else is gonna be entertaining.
Yeah. If Norman does run 19.5, though, will you officially put him on the Nike 4x1 over Kenny Bednarik?
If he runs 19.59 or faster, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes, I will officially rescind my take. I'll put it in writing. I will send it to whoever needs to send it. If he runs slower than that, will you rescind your take?
Absolutely not.
Okay, well,
Because if
that's
he
not
runs
fair.
19.60, I'm still going to believe it.
Well, how about this? If he runs slower than 75, how about that?
No, because you're
80.
allowed to run slow because there's like no pressure on this race. He's just like,
Well, that's
experimenting with the two
there's
right now.
got to
So
be there's got to be stakes on it in both directions. There can't just be one way. If you just run slower than there's got to be some number that if you run slower than you'll take him off.
if you run slower than 19.95,
Okay, that's fair.
there you go.
Well, let's see.
He's going to do that.
If he
Watch. I'm going to be like, God dang it.
if he goes sub, so if he goes, you think 19 under 19.6, which again I don't. That's tough. You got a bunch more Bolt performances between 5 and 6. You have Gay in there at 58, Gatlin in there at 57, Walter Dix at 53. But it's still a small group. There's only been 21 performances in history that have been under 19.60. That would be remarkable.
It would. Let's see what
My
happens.
thinking is if he runs 19.59, then Lyles is posting something ridiculous because I think Lyles is a
much better.
decent
Yeah, that's true.
margin ahead of Norman. So then you're talking about him recreating
19.2s.
perhaps his Eugene
Yeah.
performance or faster.
Cool. Can you bring up the start list again for this race? I got a question for you.
For me,
Yeah. So, who gets to choose their lane and in what order? So, obviously, Noah Lyles gets to pick his lane, right? Gets first choice.
yeah,
Okay. Who gets second choice?
Knighton, and then Norman.
Knighton over Norman, even though Norman is a world champion and
Yeah,
Knighton is a bronze medalist.
yeah, yeah. But
Okay,
those are
so
still
Norman gets.
preferred. Yeah, those are preferred lanes. And then I think Fanboulet and Richards in some order.
Look, give me the order. I want to know the order of them getting their preference of lanes. So Lyles gets first preference. Who gets second preference? If you're the meet director,
Knight,
what's the order?
Knighton.
Okay.
Norman is third. Fanboulet is fourth. Richards is fifth. Ogando is sixth. He ran really well in Eugene. Hudson is seven and Dobson is eight. Is
Sounds
that all
good.
you had? That was the whole. That was the whole
That's how I
point of
want
it.
to
You just
know
wanted me
because
to.
I want to know
I
what you think
yeah.
their order is.
Okay. Who has the best agent?
I don't know. That's probably the real order. It's agent rankings. We should do
I mean,
agent
I don't
power
know.
rankings.
I
Yeah.
can't even tell you who everybody's agent is in this field. I could maybe do 2 or 3 agents here, and that's all I know. So, I think. I mean, no. If you're in the inside, how many are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that 8? Yeah.
My main thing
Yeah.
is I think Norman will
One and
get second preferential treatment over Knighton because of age and establishment of his career.
yeah, but I don't think it really matters because as long as you're getting something in the middle to the outside of the track, I think you're fine with it. That doesn't make that. It's the people who get 1 and 2 are basically screwed.
Yeah,
That's a
that's true.
problem because you're really good if you're at this meet. The same with the Diamond League final. You're really good, and then you're getting a lane that you are not used to running in or ordinarily aren't running in.
Yeah.
Olympics, World Championships, you get it, but that you earn that one theoretically. This is a little bit more a lot more subjective where you're getting your lane. So if you had designs on pulling off a big upset and you get stuck in 1 or 2, it's just makes it that much harder. But only so many lanes on a track, Gordon. You know what they say.
Is that what they say? Only so many lanes on a
Yes.
track. Actually,
You put that on a t-shirt.
no one's ever said that. They just said there's 8 or 9 or 6.
Next race. Ready for this one? How
Mm-hmm.
about let's go to the mid distance side of things. Men's 15, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, Timothy Cherry, Oliver Hoare, Josh Kerr, Abel Kipsang,
And
and
look at Jake Whiteman.
Garcia.
Oh wait, no, he's not there. There is no Jake Whiteman.
Jake Hayward.
Oh, it's because Jake Whiteman was running European, so none of the European guys showed up to this race. Oh wait, it's all the Europeans in this race. Oh, it's where's Jake Whiteman?
Where is Jake? He qualified for the Diamond League final. So we got to see him there. We just got to. We got to. We can't go 0 for 3 on potential races, potential rematches with Jakob. We can't have that. I mean, there's extra Jakes in here. There's a lot of British guys in there, but we didn't get the combo we wanted, which is Jake Weber. But listen, everybody else is here. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
I mean, not Katir isn't here, I guess, but you got Hoare, who won Commonwealth. You got the big 2 from Kenya, Chariot and Kipsang. You got Kerr, who can mix it up. Lemmy ran really well this year. Garcia has been Mario Garcia has been incredibly consistent. I mean, this is going to be similar to the men's 200. We have one huge favorite here. We expect Jakob to roll, but the field that's assembled, if there is going to be anybody who's going to pull an upset, it would come from this. Well, say for Whiteman, it would come from this group.
Yeah. Who do you think is the second favorite?
I think Kipsang has run every race this year. He's run a ton. Chariot, I don't think has pull up Chariot's stuff, Colt, if you could. Go back to his profile up the top, Timothy Chariot. I don't think Timothy Chariot's won a single even heat this year. Like he hasn't won a round in the 1500 of the mile. So but he always is there. He's always in the mix. So I'm gonna say, yeah, second. Oh no, Kenyan semifinals. He won, but he didn't win any even in the heats at Worlds. He got second in Commonwealth. I think Chariot would be the guy. I don't think he's done. I think he's still right there. Tactically, I think made some mistakes at Worlds. I think he ran for gold in that situation, and I think he could have got a medal if he was a little more conservative. But him and Kipsang really went for it. So I'd say Chariot would be the best bet to beat him.
I think Oliver Hoare is coming off of the Commonwealth win. I think
It's a good pick.
he would have been. I think we got to look at his failure to make the final as an aberration and not a norm. It's like look at the way he was running. He was running well all season long. Wins 330 just recently, and that 10th place just sticks out like a sore thumb. So
yeah.
I think Hoare might surprise and find a way to challenge. I mean, no one's beating Jakob, but I think he could finish in the top 3. Sure.
It is, yeah. Looking at these results, so he ran a mile twice, right? Second at Pre, second in Oslo. Then you go back up, look at his 1500-meter results. As you mentioned, he won Commonwealth. He got second at Sound Running. He won a race in Australia. He got third in Birmingham. Like he was so consistent. And then in one semifinal, he gets 10th.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. Like that one race did not make any sense for Oliver Hoare. I think that's a good pick. I think it's a good pick for a different reason than Chariot, but I could see him for sure running Jakob to the line again, like he's done before.
How fast do you think it's going to be?
I think it's
over
gonna be
under
fast.
330.
Under.
Over under 330.
Under.
Under. Really?
Yeah.
So it's going to be
Yes.
like a Monaco 1500.
It is, and I'm looking. What's a Monaco 1500? Let's see. Monaco in 2015, they had 4 guys under 329. That might be too much to ask for. Monaco 2021, they had 4 guys under 330, it looks like. Or no, they had, yeah. You're right though. Monaco is the way to phrase it. I'm looking at this. Yeah. So Monaco 2014, they had 7 guys sub 330.
That's a lot.
7
I was
guys
at that one.
sub
I've been there.
330 in 2014. Yeah. So I don't think it'll be like that, but I think you have to look at like Mario Garcia Romo ran 330. And there's guys obviously who are more experienced. He's proven how good he is, but that just goes to show you what the standard is now. So there's a lot of guys capable of running that fast. You look at based on PBs. So I think it's going to be. I think 4 guys will go sub 330.
Okay, I'll go with.
I mean,
3 guys.
look, you have
3.5.
when you have
3.5 guys will go
when you
sub
have
30.
yeah when you have the fastest guy in the field, like the best guy, the favorite, the most credentialed guy, also wanting the race to be fast, that just changes everything. Because Jakob will take over from the rabbit and keep the pace going. So there's not going to probably be that third lap slowdown, and that's just going to get everybody around, and he's going to pull people to quick times. So I got 4. 4's my number.
3.5 for me, which doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to go with it.
Yep, makes 0 sense at all. Let's stay with the distance side of things. Women's 3,000. Now, who is in this race? Answer: everybody's in this race. The start list just keeps going. Like you just scroll and scroll and scroll, and it's got so many names. It's almost like you're just like drawing them out of a hat. Like someone's like, who can we get? We got a bunch of money left over. It's like, Hey, Sifan Hassan. Boom. She's there. Oh, Laura Muir? Why not? Hey, Nian Saba, she was hurt for Worlds. Now she's back. Cool. Awesome. Let's get 5 of the best Ethiopian women to show up, including Tai, who's been really good this year. On the American side, you got Norris, you got Alicia Monson, um, you have Kip Kemboy, who medaled for Kenya at the World
Yeah,
Championships.
Craney.
Klosterhoffen. Oh,
Elise
Cranny,
Craney.
excuse me. I didn't scroll all the way up. That's what I'm saying. This is a start list where you have to be willing to scroll a bunch. Klosterhoffen, just 1 gold at Europeans. I think ultimately this is going to come down to the race we thought we were going to see in Eugene. We thought we were going to see it twice, and that was Sifan Hassan versus Francine Niensaba. Now, I don't know what sort of shape Niensaba's in after the injury. We do know Hassan is getting close to back, right? She had everything but the finish in Eugene, and then post Eugene, she goes on and she wins that 3,000 in Poland, looking more like her normal self. So if Niensaba is anywhere around that range, we know how good she is, and this is the thing that we started talking about at the end of 2021 as a storyline for 2022 that didn't come to fruition because of injuries and because Hassan got such a late buildup. I think we will finally see Niensaba v Hassan.
Yeah, I don't know though. I'm kind of worried that the Nian Saba might not be as good as we would want her to be. I think she hasn't run since May. She's coming off injury. I don't know if it's going to be as
She's
great
really
as
good though.
you're building it up to be.
High expectations. That's Kevin's
Yeah,
mantra for this meet is everybody's going to be at their best, and I'm going to
you're,
be disappointed if they're not. I mean,
you're going to be
she's run
so
this year.
disappointed.
She's run this year. It's not as if she's just coming off of not competing at all this year. She's running the 820s. I just it's more a testament to how good I think she is that she can be off her game and still compete. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm picking Sifan Hassan to win. I just think Nian Saab is going to be in the mix though.
Okay, fair enough. I just
Especially if it gets slow. And that's the thing, right? Is someone going to take on this pace and really push it? Laura Muir is an intriguing entrant here because Laura Muir ordinarily loves to push the pace, but in a 3,000, I think she's going to be content with letting it come down to a kick. Um, and it's crazy that she's running because she's been so busy too with worlds, Commonwealths, the Europeans, and now to Lausanne. No rest for the
yeah.
weary.
Wait, a British athlete like willing to race one of the best 1,500-meter runners in the world in Sifan Hassan?
Ooh, you like it. You
Oh,
like it. I like it.
what what
Love to see it.
what's the male version of that going down? What's going on there? Hey,
Look
Jake
at look how
Wegman,
many
where are you?
medals. So she gets third at Worlds, wins Commonwealth, wins Europeans. She also got third in the 800 in Europeans, or sorry, in Commonwealth. So she got 2 medals in Commonwealth, 1 in Europeans, and then 1 in the World Championships. So she's got 4 medals. Do you think she thinks there's medals at stake here, and that's why
She
she's
might.
going?
She might think there's a Lausanne medal.
Which there should be, by the way.
Do you think they sell
Should be like
lasagna in Lausanne? Because that would be
I
awesome.
think um, I think
The
each
Lausanne
Diamond League,
lasagna? Like, come on.
each
The
each
food
don't you
truck
think
waiting
each
to
Diamond
happen.
League should have? Okay, thank you. Each Diamond League should have sweet medals, don't you think? Because winning some of these Diamond Leagues is like a bigger achievement than some of these other championships where you get medals for.
Yeah, I mean, what? But we don't
And they
want
could
too many
customize
medals. We
them
don't.
too.
You don't want to turn this into the participation Olympics. Come on. There's got to be
Well,
a
it's not participation; it's top 3. It's like that's
yeah,
all they
but
get. I think it'd be cool, like or like a Stanley Cup type situation where you keep it for a year, like your name is etched on it, and then you got to give it back. I think that'd be fun.
or they get like a little map of the world with little circles cut out in each city, and you get like a I can't say that word.
Oh, what?
Commemorative coin for every time you win.
Yeah,
You get different colors for your victory,
yeah,
and you try to collect them all like you're collecting like a Pokemon Go set or the 50 states quarters, something like that. And
yeah.
everyone walks around with their giant poster board into the stadium and like, oh, I got the 1,500 win, and then they put it in. You know, something like that.
Colt, is that a great idea or the best idea you've ever heard?
Ooh, the best.
Okay, well done.
Or what
All
else
right,
do we
next.
give out? Maybe belt buckles is a thing. Americans do belt buckles, but I feel like no one wants to wear a belt buckle anymore. It's more of a Texan thing.
Maybe there's just
some
something
like
unique with each stop. There's something that's unique to that city that they
yeah,
get. But
kind of
I
like
like
when Kobe
the
Bryant was retiring, he got like a weird thing from every city. He got like a
yeah, yeah.
surfboard or whatever. So
Mhm.
what do you get from Lausanne?
I mean,
Some
I don't know
juice.
enough about
we could
Lausanne.
do like bowl game like trophies and have a bowl of lasagna. We just tie back in Gordon's idea here.
Yeah,
It's
bowl of
not there's
lasagna.
Lausanne.
Imagine everyone just got bowls of lasagna and they're eating it on the podium. Like,
Okay. All right.
like the
Let's
whole
keep moving.
that'll be fun. I've been to
Next race I
Lausanne,
want to talk about.
Switzerland, and
Cool. All
it's
right. Let's keep
I'm
moving.
trying to
We're running out of
beer's a
time.
thing. Beer's a big thing there.
W-
They're drinking a lot of beer. Mhm.
All right. We're running out of time. Men's 100 10-meter
Are
hurdles.
we though? We have unlimited
Yeah.
time. There's no
No, wait.
timeline. There's no deadline.
Colt is
Your
very
kids are in
expensive.
school. Your kids are in school. You have nothing to go
Un-
to. We can take
until
this could be a
I
4-hour
pull them out.
podcast.
Until I pull them out because of the women's 100 in Lausanne. So then they're home. No, Colt's got to go in 20 minutes.
Where does he Colt, do you have to go?
Men's
Colt
high
has to
hurdles.
go?
Yes.
I do have another show, yeah, right after this. But.
Yeah. See, some of us respect the producer's time. They don't talk about lasagna.
I think the
Lausanne,
lasagna idea is a really good idea, though. I just want to back Gordon up on that. I think it's great.
Thank you.
But that has no connection to lasagna. Just the words sound the same. That's it. That's not
They
regional.
sound very equal. They're like exactly the same word, almost.
Okay.
All right.
Holloway,
Let's do
Cunningham,
it.
Hansel Parchment, Pascal Martineau, Lagarde. Men's high hurdle race. I put it in the must watch just because especially you have Holloway, Cunningham, Parchment all in the same spot. Holloway, went sub 13. I think he's obviously got more there. And now that he's wrapped up his world title, I want to see it. But also, Trey Cunningham's just been in the mix the whole season. So maybe there's a shot for an upset too.
This race can go one of two ways. And I'd like to equate this race like how you would respond if you go to a social gathering and you not only do you see your ex-girlfriend, you see two of your ex-girlfriends. And you got to either go into that situation with confidence and be like, I'm better now, or you wilt and you can't handle the awkwardness of seeing two of your ex-girlfriends in the social situations. That's what Grant Holloway's going through. He's seeing two Jamaicans who have upset him when he should have easily won in Rashid Broadbell and Hansel Parchment. So he's seeing both of the Jamaican guys, his two negative moments in his young career. Is he going to rise to the challenge and overcome it? Or is he going to wilt and be like, I can't handle the reminder of my Olympic loss and the reminder of the Continental Tour loss? Like if Devin Allen was there, Grant Holloway would be like, what is going on? People are playing jokes on me. You're putting everyone who has beaten me recently. I think Holloway, though, I think this is when he gets his sub 13. I mean, he already has a sub 13, but I think this is when he gets like a dominant sub 13 win. I think he runs 12, like 9-4. Do you like my analogy? You didn't like it.
No, it was
That
not
was a good
one of your
analogy.
best ones. I mean, you just described literally competing in any sport against people who beat you. That's how it works. You compete.
No, but
against
for Grant,
beat
it's
you
different
previous-
because Grant is not supposed to lose ever. When Grant loses, it's news. So, and when those two guys are there,
And
it's
he's
going to
lost.
be a
You've
thing.
you just named three people who beat him, and then if you go back even farther, he lost indoors. He didn't lose. Outdoors, he loses not all the time, but he loses frequently enough. I mean, what does that have to do with the girlfriend too? Having an ex-girlfriend like that?
No,
I don't
it's just-
understand that. Anyway,
I don't know. It's just
Yeah,
like
it
an
wasn't your
awkward- You
best.
don't want to be reminded of when he wasn't at his best. You want to be reminded of his greatness. So anyway, take it back. I guess it made sense in my head what I was trying to
yeah,
say. I think he wins. I think he
that's a
wins 12.94.
that's a
End of
downside to
segment.
this being a live thing. Yeah, you probably should have started with that, and then we could have just done the other stuff. Okay, I'm interested in Cunningham too. Like, he's been going on for a while now. Like, how much longer can he go on? But maybe he can crack 13 seconds as well. Women's high
Yeah.
hurdles. Amusan, world record holder in the mix. Jasmine Camacho Quinn, Kenny Harrison, and Brittany Anderson. It just anytime someone breaks a world record and breaks it by that much, you want to see them compete again. You want to see not necessarily if they'll do it again, but just how close can they get. And then you have someone, Camacho Quinn, who's also knocking on the door of sub 12 too, and was the huge favorite coming into the year. Like, how is she going to respond? She gets another shot at racing Amazon. So this event has been super deep all year, and I think because of its depth, it was hard to pick out. Like, we all thought, okay, Camacho Quinn, because she won in Tokyo, she's got it. But there was so many people in that 12-4, 12-3 range, and now we have someone who's asserted themselves. It puts the event on a different level. Like, you watch it in a different way because now you're thinking, all right, Amusan is the favorite. She's the world record holder. She's the world champion. Can anybody match that? And that just changes your perspective of the race. And I think for a lot of people, adds an extra level of interest to it. I mean, depth is great. People love depth, but people also like it when a world record holder is running against a tough field.
I know your high expectations in all these events. I think this is going to disappoint. I don't think it's going to be the fireworks from Worlds. I don't think it's going to be that fast at the time. I think it's going to be a winning time of like 12-3-8. I think the weather's going to have an impact on it.
It'll be faster. You're
No,
wrong.
it
You're
won't.
wrong. I mean, I don't think
Not wrong.
we're getting another world record. I don't think we're getting another world record, but they're going to run under 12-3. Colt, zoom in on those season's bests, the SB column right there on the left, because you got Harrison, who's run 12:27 this year. You have Camacho Quinn, who's run 12:32. You have Brittany Anderson, who's run 12:31. And you have Toby Amundsen, who's run 12:12. Then you have two other women who have run 12:49 in Ali and Jones. Yeah, it's gonna be so. What's the number you said? 12:38. It's gonna be faster than
12:37.
12:38.
It's not going to be
You just
faster
keep
than
lowering it.
12:37. No, it's not going to be
Yeah,
faster than 12:37.
Yeah, it'll be faster than 12:37. I will bet you a significant amount of money it's going to be faster than 12:37. And
Really?
my
How
point,
much?
my point before about
Come on, Kevin, bet me.
yeah, I'll bet you $10. $10. You want me to do the Mitt Romney, the $10,000 bet? What are we talking about here?
I was just like, you
It's
said
gonna
a
be
significant amount of money, and then you're charging me like for 2 Subway footlongs. Like, what
okay.
are we doing here?
What do you
Not even.
$20?
It's
What's
probably one
significant
because of
for you? $50? I'm gonna win this
100.
bet. How much money do you want me to take from you? That's the question.
Well, you gotta give me.
No, I'm
How
not.
about
No, I'm
this?
not gonna give you better odds. No, I'm gonna bet you straight up. Stand by your take. You said it's not gonna be fast.
All right,
You're
$20.
wrong.
We'll do. We'll keep it. I'm
You're
realizing I'm
realizing
not
you're
in.
wrong.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm not realizing I'm
you
wrong.
made.
I'm realizing that I'm taking on more risk.
Yeah, because you made an idiotic statement, and now I'm gonna get money off of it, and
Okay, well,
be
20
appreciative that I'm
bucks.
not taking more money. Yeah, okay, so
$25.
now
$25. No, you know
$25.
what? $37.
Okay, $37. Fair.
The chat
Colt's
is
our
witness. The chat is witness.
I mean, listen. My point is though, I'm gonna win the bet, but I'm gonna put that aside. But like, even if it's a 12-5 or I just think it's you have the world record holder, who just did this and this event that's just gone to another level competing. Even if they run slow comparatively, I just think it's interesting because anytime you have someone like that, you just want to see them race more. That's just the nature of watching someone smash through a barrier. Like, you want to see what's next.
Yeah.
Pun not intended. I don't mean a literal barrier. I mean anyway. All right, so I'm putting that on my must-watch list. You don't have to. You're gonna lose $37. That's gonna be awesome. Um, Other ones I had circled: women's 400 hurdles, Femke Bol and Dila Muhammad. I think it's just gonna be cool to see the 2 and 3 all time compete. I don't know. Did you have any other running event stuff or field event stuff?
No, I did not.
Krauser throwing the shot, which would be good. They have a women's 4x1. It frustrates me that Jamaica won't run this and just break the world record. Just like you're all there, like all three of just get one other person to show up. Can you just do this? Lausanne always does this. It's like serving up the women's 4x100 world record on a platter for them to take it. And the last 2 years, and then they're not going to do it, and that's frustrating. We got Rojas in the women's triple. We do, so that could be exciting. Let's see. Oh, women's 8. It's not a Diamond League event, but and you can see based on the field. But you got Sinclair Johnson's in there, Lamont, Allie Wilson, and what was the other one I had listed here? Oh, where was it?
Sorry for making that noise. That was annoying if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast. I apologize.
I didn't hear a noise. What did you do? Oh, women's 400.
I just breathed weird into the mic.
Okay, good job. Women's 400. No Miller Weibo. But you have Sada Williams, who just got second to her at NACAC. Paulino is in there. McPherson, McLeod, Claver, Kazim. I mean, you got a solid group in there. You have a lot of the finalists or a lot of the top 10, but you're missing Shawnee Miller Weibo.
All right. Time for the final segment.
I'm excited about this 30. What should I do with the $37? This is great.
Reinvest it. Double down. Make another bet with me. See how much more you can get.
I see what you don't realize is I pick my spots. I just wait. I'm hiding in the grass and I wait for you to make a dumb statement and then I pounce right on it. Just like one of our colleagues did 2018 NCAAs when you said Nathan Allen would beat Michael Norman. And then she just pounced right at that moment. And then as soon as you made the bet, we were like, wait, what? Why did you do that?
I believed in Nathan Allen. He was so good.
He was good, but Norman, clear favorite. And you lost a lot of money. All right. Internet coach. Yeah. So we got an update from Jason. He was the 50-year-old wanting to run the 100, and he hadn't been doing much sprinting in the past few years, but he had been doing some endurance stuff. So he says, thanks for the suggestions. Great hearing on the podcast. However, after hearing it, I realized I didn't provide completely accurate information. So the cool part is that most of your suggestions I've already been doing. About 3 months ago, I started jogging. I weighed 221 pounds. My last triathlon competition was in 2009, and I weighed 180. I'm not fast right now. I can run 6 miles at 9:30 pace or 1 mile at 6:50. Down to 200 pounds. Started strides 2 weeks ago doing 3x30, 3x60, 3x100, or 8x100, 3x100, 2x200, 1x4. Not sprinting them, just control, but as fast as I feel comfortable. Maybe 15-second on the hundreds. Still pretty good. That's moving. Also been doing box jumps, 5 or 6 times 20 at 24 inches, or 5 times 10 at 30 inches. Also, my knees are completely fine to get done in blocks. Haha. Gordon made it sound like I was 90. Yeah. If you look at the results, so he wants to win nationals, remember?
Yeah.
So he says, if you look at the results from the last few nationals, I'll need to run low 12 seconds to make the finals. That's my goal. It won't be easy. I haven't timed, but feel like 13 plus is attainable with little training. I have 11 months to get to 12.2. 8 qualify for finals, but this year only 6 made it back to the blocks. Probably lost a couple to hamstring pulls. Only third place ages out for next year, and 3 finalists in 45 to 49, up to 50 to 54. I'll keep you updated on my progress. Okay, so yeah, thanks for the update. That's quick though. I don't know what I expected, but that's pretty quick
Low 12.
to get to the finals.
Yeah.
Just to get to the finals. But
It is quick.
the joy will be in the journey, right? It's
Exactly.
not about the outcome necessarily. So listen, you're on the right track. Maybe a little bit of lifting. Does he say he's lifting? Maybe some just in terms of injury prevention. That's what I'm worried about. Um, I say, you know what? Gordon said, be careful with the start. I say double down on the start. I say that's where you're going to get your advantage on the rest of these guys. Maybe they're good starters. You can become a great starter. Why not? That's a technical element. If you put the time in, you can get it done.
Do you
Become
think
a
they're going to have the
great
same
starter.
type of technology that these other starting blocks have had with Devin Allen get DQ'd, all this craziness? Or do you think it's going to be,
Well,
high
he
school
needs to find that
style
out.
blocks and you
He
can just
need,
do whatever you want?
yeah, your teammate sitting behind you, putting your feet underneath them. He needs to
Yeah.
find out. He needs to buy the exact replica of the blocks and just become an incredible star. Like you need to become those Shelly Ann Fraser Price of the men's 50 to 54 coming out the blocks.
Kevin, I have a great idea.
High
For
risk, high
those,
reward though.
I have a great idea how for him to get this one right. There's a new TV show on HBO by Nathan Fielder called The Rehearsal. For
Yeah.
those who haven't seen the show, it's a great show. 6 episodes. Watch it, binge watch it on HBO Max. The premise is he rehearses situations for real people, for them to overcome whatever challenge they're trying to do. Like tell someone an embarrassing story or whatever. And he recreates it to an extreme detail, recreating the
Yeah.
room, recreating the people. It's very funny. Watch it. So our boy Jason here, he needs to do a rehearsal.
Yeah.
He needs to
Recreate it. Yeah.
recreate the location of the track, find out where it's being filmed or being held, get a picture of it, understand the landscape, understand the weather, understanding the color of the track, where lane he's going to
Everything.
be in, and rehearse it. Rehearse the start. Have someone listen to the announcer from the previous year and have someone do a similar voice to that announcer.
Yeah.
So the audio is the same. You want the weather to be the same, everything to be the same. Hire some local 50-year-old actors to like get into the blocks next to you, so you kind of feel like the
Or
vibe of them
athletes.
breathing next to you, or just athletes. Get some
Yeah.
training partners out there, and then
Yeah.
rehearse the start over and over again. And so when it does come to it, 11 months from now, you will feel like you've been doing this your entire life. You'll have the most confidence. All the nerves will be gone. You'll be like, it's just like another rehearsal, and boom, you run 12-2.
Yeah. I'm looking. So it's at A&T in Greensboro. It looks like 2023
Okay.
Masters Outdoor Championship. So yeah, you could recreate that track. Bleachers are kind of big on that one side. That might be. I mean, maybe you could literally. I don't know. They have it open for the public. Maybe you could get on the track at some point. I don't know
But
where
notice
it's
this
based out of.
this track is like blue. So you should
Yeah.
not be doing this on a red track. You need to be doing this on a blue
Yeah.
track. So find a blue track,
Yep.
a local blue track. Very important.
Yeah.
Color matters.
Yeah, and you need to have you need to have the starter, right? You need to have the exact process that you're going to have
Yeah.
come championships. But he's starting early, so that's good.
Yeah.
He's got a while because that's in what it's going to be in. He said July, I think, in the first email.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, July.
Yeah. All right, keep us updated. I want more info. My advice, it could be bad advice, but it's double down on the start. Gordon's is rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. And Colt's,
And
I'm assuming Colt, yours is to
watch the TV show
drink
first.
water.
Watch the TV show for
Hydration.
inspiration. And water for hydration according to Colt.
We need to find out where he's based out of, because if he's in a spot where we're gonna go, maybe we could help with the rehearsal.
Yes, that'll be good.
I know you have
We could do a
I know you
whole.
have a busy fall travel schedule, so it might be tough to squeeze in where he's going.
We can
Or
find a way.
where he's gonna be. But yeah, maybe you
Tell us
could
where
help
you
with
are.
rehearsal.
This is going to be the highlight of my 2023. This run race.
I'm
We need
all in
updates.
on this.
We're all in.
Yeah.
On you, Jason.
I'm gonna
We're
be
all in.
invested. I never have a dog in the fight when it comes to Masters championships. I'm kind of impartial, objective, but this will put it over the edge. I might become like a super fan of the Masters championships because of this, and we can recap it on the pod too. All right, another internet coach. You ready? You ready to give some creative advice here?
Yep.
I say creative because I feel like we keep giving kind of the same advice, like be cautious, like don't overdo it. But you know, maybe we need to go outside the box with this one. But
Okay.
this is from Seth. Seth. He writes in and says, I'm setting a goal for myself to PR in the mile. I'm going to enter an open indoor meet in the mile in Albuquerque in January. So that's altitude. I'm 23 and my PR is for my senior year of high school 449. I have not competed collegiately, but stay in pretty good shape. I've PR'd in every distance longer than a mile after coming back from a Mormon mission. 10:38 in the 3200, 16:50 in the 5K. My most recent race was a marathon in December of 2021, where I ran 3:04 with about 45 miles a week of training. My training since the marathon has been really inconsistent due to being in a nursing program and a summer job doing manual labor. Right now, I'm in about 5:30 shape. After running only a handful of times this summer, what would you recommend to get into 440 shape by January? How soon should I start speed work? What kind of mileage would be best? Any workout ideas? Thanks so much. Love the show. P.S. Gordon, keep going for the wild takes. Keeps it interesting, and one day you'll get one right. I don't know about that.
I'm looking for that white whale when I get one
Yes.
right. That white whale.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What do you got?
Well, the manual labor sounds like he's getting some lifting in. Like,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing. Don't stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps you strong. But he
Mm-hmm.
did say I thought that he would be in more shape, saying he's only running 5:30s now. Because, 305 marathon, you got to be fit for that. So he's
Yeah,
clearly
but that was back
fit.
in '01. This is he hit
Oh,
the situation that a lot of people hit post, post high school, post college, where you get out of shape very quickly.
that's true.
And it's really tough to get back in shape. And everybody always says every time you try to get back in shape, it takes a little bit longer to do it. I think good news is I think you can run this time.
I think Ken
The
too.
challenge is the challenge is it's you got to start now and you got to be very committed to it.
Yeah. Because it's not like he's trying to run 420.
No.
I mean, 440 is doable when you're in just in good shape and healthy, and you have the experience of running that. So he's not
Yeah.
like a first time runner. So it's a doable challenge. So that's a good start. The fact that he's doing it at altitude is going to be a little hard because 449
Sure.
at altitude, that's probably more like running a 440 flat. So you really
Yeah.
need to be 9 seconds better than what you're trying to do.
Yeah. So
Unless he trains
I
at
think
altitude, he might be from Utah, so that might not be that big of an issue.
so he was doing 45 miles a week. I think get back to that.
Yeah,
Build back up. Build back up to that. I wouldn't do speed workout until you're, serious speed work. I wouldn't put in until you get back up to that level of mileage. But throw in some shorter stuff just to break it up, some tempo runs, cruise intervals, things like that. Like 3 times 6 minutes or 6 times 3 minutes, things like that, where you're spicing up your runs a little bit. But 45, if you were able to handle 45 before, I would keep it at 45, just except this time you're not doing a marathon. You're just going to start adding that faster stuff
yeah.
when it comes time to do it. I mean, everybody's got a, favorite staple mile workout that they do. Everybody runs a ton of quarters usually, but I just think get to 45 first. Here's the thing. You got to think back to when you're in high school and you ran this 449. Like what type of 449 was it? Like mentally for you? Like did you benefit from the fact that you're in high school because you ran that race with nothing to lose? Or were you like a lot of people in high school where in retrospect, you probably could have done a lot better because maybe you made a ton of mistakes in terms of pacing or in terms of the workouts you did leading into it, or maybe you got too nervous, maybe you overthought it. And now with the benefit of age, you can get better just by leaning on that experience, right? Maybe you can go deeper into the well because you know you're literally not going to die out there and you can become smart. Maybe you'll be better at pacing. Maybe you'll be better at using your competitors throughout the race too. So that's stuff to think about maybe later on down the line, and that's something that can give you a boost. But I don't know. Don't you think 45 would be a good place to get back to?
Yeah, I mean, listen to everything Kevin's saying. My only one advice is because you ran your 4:49 in high school, I think you need to kind of trigger those high school um, memories and or even just your high school habits. So you need to
No, I think go
figure
the
out
other
what you
way.
ate for lunch in the cafeteria in high school. Like, what was your
No, be
go-to
better
high
than
school
that.
cafeteria meal? And you need to eat that
Yeah.
for like a week and to get your body kind of into that high school calorie intake of whatever it was. It may backfire. Don't get me wrong. This may be the worst idea ever, but also might be the best idea ever. Recreate your high school meal plan and see how that affects your body
I
for the
mean,
good
most
or the worst.
so most 23-year-olds in distance running are going to be better. The 23-year-old version of yourself theoretically should be better than the 18-year-old version of yourself. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. The only reason they're not is because people stop trying,
Yeah.
right? And they lose focus. So part of what you're saying is true if your habits were good. Like get back to those good habits. But if your habits were bad, I'm saying, hey, you could have been even better in high school, and now you can hit that time now because you know what you did wrong, and you can course correct because you're not eating Cheetos like right before the race. Like I don't know, or just having the perspective. Some people, again, they tried too hard when they were in high school, and having less pressure on them is going to make them do better. Now, some people are the opposite, where now they realize, oh, I'm not racing for a varsity letter. So when it gets tough on the third lap, you're just like, what am I doing? I'm
Yeah.
23. My focus should be on my fantasy football team right now and my nursing career. Like, why am I doing this? This is stupid. So you got to get yourself in the right mindset to do it. You have to use the lack of pressure and the lack of stakes to your advantage and not to your detriment, which I think is hard to do. Because I had those moments. Like I remember when I got back into serious training post college, I'd be in the middle of this like a 6 mile tempo run training for a half marathon. I'm just like, what am I doing? You're like, well, what, like, what's the, like, what you like? You have to be very motivated, which is why training with someone helps too. Try to find a training partner.
Yeah.
That could help too.
And find your high school cafeteria menu and try to replicate that for a few days. That's my advice.
Yeah. Colt, any advice?
Drink
Oh,
water.
just drinking water. That's pretty much all I
Okay.
got.
Stay hydrated. Colt's
I
go-to
mean,
advice.
altitude, you need to stay hydrated in altitude. That's actually a really good thing, though.
So the altitude is going to be tricky. So if you already are at altitude, that's going to be a bonus. But if you're not, I'd look at some conversion tables or something just to see what type of shape you'd need to be in at sea level. But
Dude, I
maybe
got
he's
breaking
in
news.
Albuquerque. I can
I
never
got
take you
breaking news.
seriously when you say this. Is this real?
It's Jake Whiteman breaking news.
What is it?
He's running.
Lausanne?
No. He's
Oh,
running the Fifth Avenue Mile on September
oh,
11th.
got him.
Wait,
Thought
hold
you were gonna
on,
have to
hold on.
redo it.
If he doesn't run the Diamond League 1500 and decides to just run his final race of the season on a road mile, oh, that would be awful. I hope that's
Again.
not what happens.
Let me just say what I said on Monday. If I was Jake Wyman, I wouldn't be running at all. I'd still be on that yacht in the Mediterranean. But as a fan, we all want to see him run against Jakob Ingebrigtsen. If you had to list the rematches you wanted to see from Eugene, that'd be at the top of the list, wouldn't it? Just because there weren't that
Yes,
many upsets. I mean, I'd love to see a Thing Mo and Keely Hodgkinson run it
but
back.
not as much as
That'd
Whiteman
be
and
cool.
Ingebrigtsen.
But you can't make that long of a list. There aren't that many other races where there was this upset or this nail biter type race that you want to see happen again. Like it is that one, which is why we're belaboring the point. Please.
Jake Whiteman's totally going to end his track season and just end it with a road mile.
It's dude, get the money, go to New York. I mean, a lot of cool stuff to do in New York. I don't blame him. I'm just frustrated by it.
All right. That's the pod. Thanks for listening.
Is
Like,
it?
subscribe, tell your friends. We'll be live Friday, 3 p.m. instant reactions to Lausanne, and Gordon will be $37 richer.
I want everybody to think about that bet while that race is run, and just when like 3 women go sub 12:37, it's just gonna be amazing. I'm not gonna charge you extra for that. I just want to let you know.
Fair enough. I appreciate that.
It'll be tremendous. Thanks, Colt. Thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
Colt.